Hello friends, a warm welcome to all of you once again. So this is the second part of the 10-point action plan for tax planning. In the first part, I covered 7 points out of 10 points and I ended my first part while I was trying to show you the actual portfolio of one of my clients. So now let's proceed to the 8th point. 8th point is also quite important. It is plan for a retirement while saving tax. Now before in the first part itself, I have said that while doing your tax planning, you should keep your financial goals in the picture. In fact, you can plan for your retirement via tax planning route, because for your debt allocation for your retirement, you can go for either public provident fund or employee provident fund, and for your equity allocation, you can go for ELSS. Now, what is the 9 point? 9 point is make sense of all the past investment. Normally, when our career starts, most of us do very unplanned and ad hoc investment because of all these reasons. We go with the herd mentality. You invest in something not because you require it, rather you invest in something because your friend has also invested. And most of us takes the policy from our relatives or friends. We fall for the sale pitches from bank relationship managers. So in 9 point, what I'm saying is you should make sense of all your past tax investment. And how can you do that? You can do that, by doing all this, by taking all these actions. And the most important one is you should cross-check your nominations. Because when we are single, most likely we tend to make our mother as the nominee. And once we get married, we choose our spouse as the nominee. But what about the old investment where our mother is still the nominee? Okay, now let me explain you how complicated things can be. For example, Mr. Ravi has appointed his mother as nominee for one of his tax saving investment. He gets married. After some time, his mother expires, but he forgot to change the nominee from his mother to his wife. And unfortunately, one fine day, Mr. Ravi also expired in an accident. So now, since his mother is no more, so she cannot claim it. And now wife cannot claim it because wife's name is not there in the nominee. In this case, now his wife has to visit the court several times to get the succession certificate, which might take few months. So do you want to create such problem for your family? No, right? So just cross verify the nominations and change it if required. Similarly, you should cross check your bank details, cross check your address. And the important thing is assign your existing investment to one of your goal. Put all your documents together. Rather, you should make a file. You should put all the documents at one place, so that it becomes very easy for our family members to access it in our absence. And at the last, you should consolidate all your password and online login. And the last and the most important point is do tax planning in April every year. Why in April? Because of 3 benefits. Because when you start doing your tax planning in April itself, you will never take decision in a hurry. So your probability of taking a right decision is always on the higher side. Second is, instead of doing your tax planning in January, if you start doing it in April itself, then you are giving your money a little bit more time to grow. And the last point is, it's JFM sales. So JFM stands for January, February and March. Now, I was reading an article where it was written that the amount of business which insurance company does from April to December, that is in 9 months, the same amount of business they do in just 3 months, that is in the month of Jan, Feb and March. Because if you do your tax planning in January, February and March, then because of pressure, you might fall for the promotional message or calls of the companies. So ideally, in an ideal scenario, you should start doing your tax planning in the month of April itself. And on the right hand side, if you see, there is this diagram. So in between me and my stupidity, my advisor is there. So take the help of a good advisor for your tax planning in April itself. And that's all from my side. Hope you must have understood the entire process of tax planning. If you have any further query, you can post your query in my email ID being mentioned here. Also, if you want that income tax calculator, just share your email ID. I will send you that calci. Okay, thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you for the patient listening.